Okay, I'm going to try to walk you through Schoology. So if you open up to our course and then click on Lydia Unit. Before we get into this week, I want you to see some things I've put in here. For those of you who English is not your first language, just want you to know we're going to be adding some things, but right now the most important thing is we have chapter summaries. And when you're reading, you might want to just read that so you have an idea of what to expect. Those of you who work quickly through the material, I've put in this file on editing. I think we've mentioned that characters make a lot of mistakes in their speech, and I want in this document just ask you to find those mistakes and correct them. And I'll just open this real quick so you can see that. So I type in what the mistake is, then I type in corrections, and you put the page number. Okay, that's taking too long. Alright, let's just open it up. And it's opening Microsoft Word. And you can save this. Of course, you always click on Enable Editing. But here, the corrected versions will be here. So this is what was in the book. Don't nobody yell, she said softly. That was on page 1. And I rewrote it to say, nobody yell. Okay, you don't need the note, don't. And one of the characters said, don't break anything. And she meant don't, mistake here. This should say don't break anything. Okay, you ain't ugly, Rachel cried out. So instead of that, you could say, you aren't ugly. Okay, you get the idea? Hey, that weren't no devil, mama. That should be that wasn't a devil. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. And then you save it in your folder somewhere, okay? All right, now back to what we were doing here a minute ago. Back to Schoology. Where am I? I've got too many windows open here. Use this. Oh my goodness. I'll back up right there. Okay, here we go. So back to Lydia Unit, this folder. So you have E&L support with summaries. We have some editing work. Vocab files should go in here. And right now we only have 1 and 2. We need to add more there. Got the audio files to each chapter. Okay, and they'll be adding more. We also have your assignments and documents that I post. So right now these are so far for this week. Okay. And you'll find these also in the daily assignments. The essential questions that we're looking at as we read the book. What are working conditions? Why do they matter? Who creates them? This was last week, and then we haven't gotten to this yet. Okay? And if you ever get all that done and still have time, there's a few little things you could do here. Okay? Now, that's the folder called Lydia Unit. Now let's look specifically at this week. Okay, we already did Tuesday, where we did the fundraising for water for Southern Sudan. And we're going to talk about that later, not tomorrow, not today. Okay, so this is today, Wednesday, assuming you're looking at it. So you should always open the objective and agenda. Okay, the objective tells you what is you're supposed to be learning. So for example here, the objective is read and comprehend complex literary and informational texts independently and proficiently. So one of my jobs is to help you to come up with some reading strategies so that you can be reading on your own. And I created a video for, that says chapter 2, yep. Okay, I created a video for chapter 2, and then for tomorrow there's a video for reading chapter 3. I do go through all of chapter 2 with you, and then on Thursday I only go through part of chapter 3. because the idea is for you to become independent in your reading, okay? To read and understand complex, that means complicated text. So when you start the day, you should always read your objective. The agenda tells us what we're going to be doing. Now, I told you I'm going to start giving you homework, and basically it's going to be reading, okay? Now, when you read at home, you might not understand it perfectly. That's okay. We'll come back and talk about it. You could ask your parents for help as well, however. And then looking at Thursday, okay? Now I'm starting to put the assignments all in the same file. So here, again, we have our objective. And here this is talking about talking together with other people. So I'm hoping you do a little bit of that on Thursday. And again, if you look down here, here's the link. And I'll just show you, actually I should have showed you yesterday. Let me go back. For Wednesday, classwork, open that up. And it says here, please watch and follow the instructions in the attached YouTube video called Viddy Chapter 2. And then there's a bunch of links here, but it's this one right here at the end. And you'll open that up. And that's me. For some reason that started in the middle. You can go back to the beginning. Okay? Alright, there it is. And I tell you what to get out, and I tell you what to do here.
We're going to go through Chapter 2 together.
Alright, so that's for today. And then, like I said, tomorrow we'll be doing Chapter 3 in the same way. I also want to point out some of the other things in this document. You're going to need the reader's notes. That's the document you saw in that video. So you can have a paper copy of it, which I have, or you can always open this and you can type your answers right on the computer, okay? And then submit it that way. But if you prefer paper, just let me know. I have lots of those. Okay, I have one for all of you. Alright, let's go back to where we were. I really should close some of these windows. Is this where we are? No. It's this one. Okay, back up. Alright, so that's Wednesday. Here's the audio link to Chapter 2, the vocab, reader's notes, and then for those of you who are ENL students, you can use that. Okay, now Thursday, very simple. You open that up. I've already done this for you, but open that up. See what your agenda is. Okay, your objective, your agenda. Again, click on the link below. If you can't get the link to work, then I give you the instructions right here. And then there's a ticket out. Here's the reader's notes for those chapters. And here's the link to Chapter 3 video. Okay? 22 minutes long. Alright, and I ask you to pause. Do you all know how to pause? See those little lines? If you're watching a video, you want to pause it, just click there. And then start it up again. Okay? And you can also go back. So let's say you've been listening and you're like, oh, what was she saying again? You just take this and go back and listen again. Okay? I think most of you know how to do that. If you need any help with it, definitely let us know. Okay, and so then that's that. And then Friday, I haven't finished Friday yet. Well, maybe I have. Just depends. Here I say that we're on Chapter 6 and 7. We'll see how you do. Okay? All right, students. So that is it for Schoology. Now, if you have trouble getting around on Schoology, please let me know.